Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. I'm your host Dave, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm taking a look at the Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition Limited Edition Naboo Royal N-1 Starfighter Expansion Pack, released in 2020. Now this ship first appeared in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. However, this particular variant first appeared in the cartoon series Star Wars Forces of Destiny. So I wanted to show everybody the box this particular ship comes in. It has that little logo saying it's a con exclusive and all that. But we want to see what's inside of this bad boy. So let's get this box open. Nice. So like I mentioned, this particular ship first appeared in the Star Wars cartoon Forces of Destiny. In the episode, Ahsoka Tano was teaching Padme Amidala how to basically do combat maneuvers and different things in her starfighter. And her particular starfighter looked just like the Royal Starship, all silver, and I think that's a nice touch. Sure, some people could consider it just a repaint, but I really think it works here. As we saw when she was a senator, she also had a Naboo Royal Cruiser, which was all silver, so it works. So moving on from there, when I posted photos onto social media, a lot of people were giving me comments and asking me where I got this because it's so rare. And yes, it is an exclusive ship from Fantasy Flight Games. Now, how did I get it? First of all, I saw a couple links on the Fantasy Flight Games website saying that they were giving these out via lottery system. So you would go on the website, fill out the form, and give it to them. And if you're lucky enough to be picked, they'll send you an email and then you could pre-order the item that way. So the way the rules go is you filled out the form, they sent out the emails. And if they didn't hear a response from you, then they sent out the email to somebody else. I think that I am one of the second wave or third wave maybe, because people were saying they got their email reply and their ships were pre-ordered about 2 weeks before I even got an email. But regardless of that fact, I am very happy to have this. I think that the silver on the ship looks great, and we have a lot to talk about with this particular vessel. Yes, it's mostly the same stuff you get with the normal N-1 expansion, but it's awesome! So anyway, I think I talked enough. For the size of this particular miniature, we're looking at a tad just under 2 inches in length, which is the same size as the normal painted N-1 Starfighter, and goes well with the other vessels. So everybody that's a fan should know how my videos go by now. We're going to take a quick look at the dials and tokens, the cards, rules, look at the beautiful mold, paint, put it on a stand, compare it to some other vessels, and then we'll be done. So let's get started. And now for my favorite part in these videos, the dial token roll call. So let's get started. First off, we have 1 focus token, 1 evade token, 2 shield tokens, 2 lock tokens, number 17. 1 force charge token, 4 charge tokens, 1 stress token, 1 disarm token, 1 decoyed condition marker, 3 ship ID tokens, 1 dial ID token, 3 ship tokens, which are double-sided, and finally, 1 ship dial. So that does it for all the dials and tokens. So now let's take a quick look at all the cards in this expansion. Alright, so let's take a look at these cards. Like in all my videos, I will read the name of the card. If you would like to pause the video and read all the stats and data, by all means go right ahead and continue when you're done. First up, Collision Detector, Daredevil, Passive Sensors, Plasma Torpedoes, R2 Astromech, R2A6, and finally R2C4. Moving on to those ship cards, we have Anakin Skywalker, Denis Elberger, Padme Amidala, Rick Oley, Bravo Flight Officer, and finally the Naboo Handmaiden. We also get 1 condition card in the set for Decoyed, as well as 2 quick build cards. Here's the first one, and here's the second. And that does it for all the dials, tokens, and cards in the set. So now let's take a quick look at the rules before we look at this beautiful model. For the rules in this set, we have our standard components list for the first page with everything that comes with this particular expansion. For pages 2 and 3, it's all about some new rules that basically detail some different stuff about revealed maneuvers, any attack arcs, and attack range. And finally, page 4 is all our copyright crap with everybody who was working on this particular project. So that does it for the rules, so now let's take a look at this beautiful ship. Alright, finally, let's take a look at this beautiful mold. Like in all my videos, I will go over all the major sections of the ship, and then we'll get a nice close-up look to see those fine details. First up, we have our laser cannons in the front, our wings or pylons, sensors in the front, these dome sections, engines, cockpit, astromech, the long nice tail looking very good. At the tip, that is a charge collector port. Usually when these travel, they will dock into the Naboo Royal Cruiser like so, charge the ship, and also let this go into hyperspace with the cruiser. And I think that's cool. For the bottom section of the ship, we have the port for our stand. Right here should be our torpedo launcher, which looks great. And look at all the details here. Fantastic stuff. I really like this ship quite a bit. And that's basically all the major parts of this vessel. So now let's get a closer look. Alright, getting as close as I can, we'll begin looking at the front of the ship, work our way to the back, go underneath, and then check out the engines. So for the front of the vessel, we can see these beautiful panel lines. Recessed line work is amazing on here. And speaking of recessed, we have 2 laser cannons. And if you look real close, you can see the little nozzles right there, the barrels. That is awesome. Such a great attention to detail. Look at that. Beautiful. And the silver on here, as you can see, is almost acting like a mirror. I love that. A very nice paint job on here. Going back, we have some beautiful curves here where the pylons attach to the main body. Look at that. Fantastic stuff. I think this came out great. More panel lines. Looking good. Leading to the cockpit, which looks pretty damn good. And it's recessed in compared to the main body, which is good. Fantastic. Nice paint as well. Nice. Moving back, we have our astromech section. Looking good. You can see there is a small amount of detail on that astromech droid. Not much, but everything's there that should be. So I give him credit for that. Fantastic. And then moving down, we have these beautiful curves here. This long tail with the charging port. Very nice. Underneath, the detail continues. This beautiful black wash filling in all these nooks and crannies. And it's not just recessed line work here. We do have some raised sections for paneling, which is very nice. Great attention to detail here. Look at that. Fantastic. We have our peg port for the stand. And then in the front, some beautiful curves, great line work. This little red and black section is their torpedo launcher. Looking great. Let's get a nice profile shot here. Look at that. Fantastic curves. I love the N-1 Starfighter. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's beautiful. Looking at the pylons here. Beautiful line work. Fantastic stuff. And now we have the engines. Our sensor domes in the front. The engines themselves, and then the heat sink. Great attention to detail. I love the recessed line work in the mold. Good stuff. And finally, this side, you can see all the beautiful work they put into here. Just a fantastic job. It really is. Nice. And that basically does it for the mold. I think this is a beautiful ship. So now let's take a look at the paint. And now looking at that paint job on the Star Wars X-Wing Limited Edition Naboo Royal N-1 Starfighter, we're going to try something a little different today and put it on a turntable. So if you guys like this, let me know in the comments below. If not, we'll go back to my original scheme of things. However, this particular ship has 6 different colors. For the main color on the body, it's a nice silver, very nicely done. I like it quite a bit. Moving on from there, we have a little sky blue for the front and back of the sensor domes and in the back of the engines. Very nice touch. Moving on from there, we have dark blue for the astromech, looking very nice. Moving on from there, we have glossy black for the cockpit window, which looks great, very reflective. I like it quite a bit. And moving on to the next color, we have a metallic red painted on the bottom of the ship for the torpedo launcher, which is pretty cool. And finally, you guessed it, black wash on everything. Every single line on here is filled in, and it just makes the details stand out very nicely. I'm very happy with this product. So that does it for the mold and the paint. So now let's put this baby back on a stand, compare it to some other vessels, and then we'll be done. And now, just like all other X-Wing ships, we have a nice stand with a rod and a base. Put them together like so. Grab your ship. Be gentle. They could be very fragile. Place it on. And just like that, everybody, you are good to go. And now for a little size comparison time with the X-Wing Limited Edition Naboo Royal N-1 Starfighter, which is seen on the right-hand side. On the left, we have the normal release Naboo N-1 Starfighter. And I think they go very well together. I love the N1. I think it's a great design, very aerodynamic, and I love these two together. Very nice. For another size comparison with the limited edition Naboo Royal Starfighter seen in the center, first on the right hand side we have the Delta 7 Jedi Starfighter, a very nice looking vessel, and you can see the sizes there. And then on the left hand side we have the Nantex class Starfighter, or a lot of people know it better as the Genosian Starfighter. Really great ships here. And if you're interested in seeing reviews of any of the ships I talked about today, check the links in the description below. And that does it today for my review of the Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition Limited Edition Naboo Royal N-1 Starfighter Expansion Pack released in 2020. Oh my god, what a mouthful. As we saw, this expansion gives you everything you need to add one Royal N1 to your Republic squadron, and I think it's pretty good. For the miniature itself, which is what I mostly focus on, I love it. It's very nicely detailed. I love the curves, the lines, everything's there that should be. From the laser cannons to the torpedo launcher, all the way to the astromech. I think it is a nice piece. Now moving on to the paint, I think they did a great job here. I love the reflective silver, the black and the blues all working together to really bring this to life. And the black wash gets in all the nooks and crannies, as we saw on the top of the ship, the bottom of the ship. Every little line is filled and the detail pops. I think they did an awesome job with this. Well done. And just like other X-Wing ships, it does come with a translucent stand to make it blend in with the rest of your collection. That's everything I have to say about this beautiful silver vessel today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click that like button, and if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my content. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody!